thought he was in complete control of checking the plays, getting to different things, knowing what the defense was doing. Did it work every time we checked to a play? No, but that's on us as coaches. Like we're telling them to get to something versus a certain look, and if it doesn't work, but he had complete control of what was going on out there today. He saw the field perfectly. He really did, and I'm really talking more about you're doing this, we'll do that. You know what I mean? And he's going to have plays that he wants back, and we're going to have calls that we want back. But I thought he played a really outstanding game.
How big were his legs today?
Man, really big, really big. And then, and then obviously we got that big roughing the or what do you call it? Unnecessary roughness. But that turns into frustration, right? When he keeps getting out and go and boom, and it turned into a big play that ended up being a scoring drive for us, and so his legs were huge. What an unbelievable thing to be able to have as a coach. Oh, we called that, didn't work. He made it right.
AJ was talking about just the noise. How difficult was the environment, so he couldn't hear it all.
Yeah, it was loud. Yeah, and you know what? The Lions, the people of Detroit, they came out for this game, and we obviously knew it was going to be like that. We practiced, we knew about the sellout, and we knew it was going to be like that. We practiced the crowd noise. I'll see if I can get the equipment guys to turn it up even louder. But it was rocking in there, and that's what you want. I mean, that's pretty. I mean, obviously you don't want that as a visiting team, but everybody wants that as to play in front of the entire world and play in front of a rocking crowd like that on the road, and to be able to come out with a victory is big.
So as a coach,
Go ahead.
As a coach, is that something good? You get the win, but you have some peaceful moments. So you had a couple delayed games.
Yeah, gosh, those pre-snap penalties, we count those differently than we count anything else. That's something that those will go on the board by themselves. Like, here's the pre-snap penalties because you're in control of those, and it's not, and it's coaches, starting with coaches, having not communicating well enough on the 12 men in the huddle, or getting the play in a little bit late, and that's not on Shane, or it might be on me saying, hey Shane, get to this, and so that happens, and we got to be better as coaches on that, but we'll clean that up, and it's always better to be able to clean it up, obviously, after a win, and it feels like you can even be a little bit harder after a win, and to make sure that those don't happen again. And so pre-snap penalties are detrimental, and we'll try to cut as many of those as we can out.
More pressure on you guys. Your defense.
I thought their defense did a really nice job. They did some things that made it difficult for us. I think Aaron Glenn's a really good coordinator in this league, and so I really thought that they did a nice job of having some answers on some third downs, and kudos to them. I know they're well coached, and I know what you're trying to get me to answer, but I already answered it. Yeah. No, their defense made it hard.
Looking at your defense, what do you think were some of the struggles there?
Obviously I'll have to go look at the tape. We just needed a stop in a certain area, and so I'll look at the tape and see what was going on, and but it was just they made some good plays. That's a good offensive line. That's a top-notch offensive line. I'll always take my offense, the Eagles' offensive line over anybody in the league. But that's a good offensive line. They got a lot of talented players over there, and so they did it. And I think the kid from Philadelphia is a really, really outstanding back. And hats off to Ben Johnson, their coordinator. I think he's a really good. I think he knows what really is good in and out with the run game and stuff like that. And so got a lot of respect for that team. But we'll look at it. We'll clean it up. And like I said, it's always nice nice to know that, hey, we got a lot to clean up, and that's offensively, defensively, and special teams. But we were able to get a win. And in this league, on the road, on your first game, we'll take it any way we can get it.
How much did you communicate with Jonathan throughout the
Yeah,
game?
I'll talk to him about situational things, here and there. They're the ones that studied it all week, though, right? And we talk early in the week, and I talk to him early in the week about things that are. And as an offensive coach, it's not my expertise, but offense is. And so I'll talk to him about what's tough for the offense and this and that. And they're the ones that studied it all week. And so I'll make some. Obviously, I'm the head coach, and my name's on everything. And so I'll make some I'll just talk to them over there and see what's going on, see what we need to do to adjust. More asking questions, just pose, what are we going to do to adjust this and that. So that's more the extent of it.
Couple more.
Hey, Zach.
We're going to talk
On
about.
the fourth down, some aggressive.
You know I won't miss you, Howard.
Some the decisions there, especially on the last drive, what factored in the aggressiveness in this situation?
Yeah, faith in the players, faith in the players. And we'll just be aggressive because we trust that offensive line. We trust Jalen. We trust the backs. We got one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL, and he just so happens to be one of the best receiving tight ends in the NFL. And so it's just faith. It's just faith, and how do you build that faith? You build that faith through practice and through training camp, but you also build it off of past experiences of like, hey, last time we were in this scenario in Washington on the 4th and 2, we got Boston the ball and he went and scored. So it's faith. I mean, it's accumulated reps, and so I got so much faith in this offensive line to be able to operate. We trust them.
Last one, first impressions of Kaiser White and James Bradbury both connected on that big six.
Yeah, that was cool, right? I mean, to get all those new additions to make the plays that they were making, that was a huge play, right? And we talked a lot about ball security. Ball security, we don't talk about anything and taking the ball away. We don't talk about any fundamental more than ball security, because we know that that's the difference in the game. And today it was the difference in the game. We had we created one turnover, and we took care of the ball on offense. And so offense did a really nice job of protecting it, and defense got the big one to put us up 21-7, and that was a huge swing in that game. And it was great to see New Eagles doing that, right? And that's why we brought him here. Howard, what's up? No, I can override, Bob.
We got slam home.
With all the talk this week about expectations, did you think it had anything to do with the slow start? All that drama this week.
So I don't at all. My head coach from college, Coach Karras, I asked him, a couple guys I talked about, hey, what does it take to win the first game? And I asked Coach Wright. Jay Wright was a great resource for me. To be able to call one of the best college basketball coaches of all time and ask him philosophy questions of coaching, that's a special thing. I'm just glad he's an Eagles fan. But I talked to those two guys, and I talked to a couple other coaches as well. And Coach Karras really made it. He told me some great things, and one thing he said, in addition to the great things he said to me, was, if they get a fast start and you don't, so what? Keep playing. The game's 60 minutes. Keep playing. And so, you obviously want to always get a fast start, right? But that just echoed in my head. Like he's been coaching me for 25 years, it seems like, right? And he's still coaching me. And I'll keep the conversation between Coach Wright and I private, but exactly what him and I talked about basically happened in this game, and we can talk about that. We can talk about that later. So I appreciate that. Todd Haley helped me out a lot as well. With just that opener. I know you guys asked me last year, like, you don't have any other head coaches on this staff. Don't you need an older staff and a staff that can help you out in it? I got great mentors, not good mentors. Great mentors. I got one of the best college coaches in college football history. I got one of the best basketball coaches. I got Todd Haley. I got Frank Reich. I got a ton of them. And so, thank you for asking that question, because I love bragging on them. And so, just happy to be 1-0 right now, and we'll get back to work. We're going to enjoy this one and get back to work.